Okay. When you look at the stats, when it comes to weight loss and sticking to certain habits, whoa, it is not looking really good. Hello, my name is Rferguson. I am America's fat loss coach, health ambassador for Stay Healthy, nutritionist, a guy who cares. And that's why I share information. And I was reminded this past weekend because the weather was nice, and people were getting out, and just there was a sense of freedom and urgency with that freedom. And we all want to have a good time. I totally get it. And fortunately, I have a program and something that we put in front of people that is all about acknowledging that food really is the celebration of life. I mean, my best conversation with my mom, my sister, my family usually takes place over food. So I like the food. I like food, not like the food. I like food. I like food. Oh, but I see people, they sabotage their success. Think about it. I mean, according to the CDC, the National Institute of Health, organizations around the world, they know that, yes, you're going to lose weight, but you're going to gain it back. See, I'm big about accountability. And so I have a program right now, and all the programs that I make available for the rest of my life will have accountability as a big part of it. Okay, a big part of it. When we sold my first infomercial product, in 16 months, we generated over $120 million. We reached a lot of people. And a couple years after we launched, I was asked a question by my partners, and they asked a question. They said, Robert, if there was one thing we could add, if we could have a do-over, what do you feel the program is missing? And I was quick to say accountability in the form of ongoing coaching, which involves support. When you have coaching involved and you have that accountability, even when you stray, it's easy to come on back. And so this year, I decided to make available a program that had built-in accountability, and people are coached by me, yours truly. And then I have other coaches that I'm training, that I'm bringing on the team, because the outcomes we're seeing with the people who stay the course, keywords, amazing, amazing, amazing. I could go on and on and on. Now, for years, the challenge was people couldn't afford to have ongoing coaching. So what I did is I made it affordable. And it's helping me out because I wanted to get some stats. I wanted to work with a good amount of people, a diverse population of people, which I've done. And I was looking at everything from the activity as far as fitness, the nutrition, the habits, the various cultures in the United States, and the mindset, the mentality, right? Because if you have something that's affordable and you have access to someone like myself, where people could easily spend $1,500, $2,500 a month, upwards to 5 figures a month. But let's say it's available to you at a very affordable fee, almost like buying cheaper than a cup of coffee a day. I still saw people give up on themselves. Like if I can hire me, right? And this isn't bragging, I'm just going to make a point here. And almost put me on a retainer so that if I ever have a question about nutrition, I'm going to call Robert. I have him on a retainer. And I'm going to have clarity, right? Because if you come to my office and you want to sit down for an hour, then you're going to pay anywhere from $175 to $500 for that hour. But imagine having access to a coach that you could text, a nutrition weight loss coach in my space, and it's affordable. You would have full clarity. I literally watch people not see the value in that. Unbelievable to me. But it says a lot about the human, this human behavior, just how we are, how we look at things. It's amazing. Now, the reason why I'm doing this live is not to share all of that with you, but I am going to have a report that I'm going to share soon. Because since I launched this, I've had 7 people get off a medication called metformin. My goal is 20 for this year. We have 2 people reversing their type 2 diabetes. We had one lady had triglycerides over 5,000. Now she's 145. We had another gentleman with triglycerides over 3,000. Now he's also normal. I had another gentleman who was 1,100 triglycerides, and now he's normal. What is that worth? You know, like, what is that worth? Your health is your first wealth. And having accountability is king. So contact us. If you want a coach, I have coaches I can connect you with. And with the right methodology and understanding and clarity, you'll get the confidence to be successful, not just in the short term, but the long term. And yes, you'll call that coach when you're not making progress. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. But you're going to call. The built-in accountability is not going to let you stray too far. It was a thing that was missing for thousands of people, and now we're making it available. Okay. So my share right now is to encourage you, anyone who has decided to improve their health or lose weight, to stay the course. Do not throw in the towel. Do not get off track. And that's not just because you work with me. I'm talking to anyone who wants to be successful, because a lot of people talk it. A lot of people talk it, but you don't see them walking it out. You got a lot of people selling products, supplements, but you don't see them walking it out. You got a lot of people talking that I'm going to lose this weight, but you don't see them. You don't see it. They don't do it. We know this. So stay the course. And even when you get momentum or you have momentum, don't get too cocky. Don't do it. So I'm going to share a story with you. It's a real life story. Now, if you know me, then you know that I like martial arts, or maybe that's new to you, but I've been a martial artist since I was a little kid. And when I got into the Marine Corps, I continued my martial arts training. I was so into martial arts that I was inducted into the International Martial Arts Hall of Fame. I was on covers of magazines, did a lot of work in rape and assault prevention, and I still train all the time. And I've trained people to the Olympic level, to world championship level. You know, I've done it. Now, at one point when I was teaching heavy, I had a student come to me, and I'm gonna call his name is Sean. Okay. His name is Sean. So Sean becomes my student, and he wants to make his debut. He wants to be a pro. So I'm going to frame this around boxing. And so his first boxing match is going to be 3 rounds. Now, Sean has this personality and this charisma that he was into it. He was loving, he was living his dream as he was walking out to get into the ring. And I remember him throwing shirts, and he had sunglasses. He was high-fiving the fans. He was on fire. Got in, the crowd thought this guy must have done this like many times, right? He gets into the ring, he's feeling good, and here comes the first round. In the first round, Sean goes out and looks like $1 million. He wins every second of that round. He comes back, he's feeling good, you know, he's drinking his water. Sean, you're going to win this, man. You're going to win. He's winning. Second round, Sean goes out. He's going forward. He's doing better the second round than the first round. Third round comes. He's won. All he's got to do is just stay away from the guy. Gets into the ring. You know, everything's going on. He's dominating. There's about 30 seconds left. And I'm shouting to Sean, stick and move. That means don't engage too much. We've won. But Sean decides to do something that I see a lot of people do when it comes to momentum with their weight loss and better health. They get cocky and they let their guard down. So the whole time Sean's up here, and now he's here and he's showboating, shimmy, 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 right? And with about 5 seconds to go, Sean is on the ground, because when there was about 20 seconds to go, while he was shimmying and over cocky, the guy just throws a wild punch, hits Sean, and knocks him out cold. He is on the canvas, out cold. And I remember looking up and seeing 5 seconds ticking down. He lost. I see that happen with weight loss all the time. Get a little momentum, put your guard down, and you're going to lose. Don't do that. So no matter where you are in your journey, whether you're working with me, working with another coach of ours, I don't care what it is. It could be Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig. Don't put your guard down. Don't put your guard down. Stay the course, and you'll win. Now, the route you take and the program you go with, I mean, of course, that's going to make it easier or more difficult. But don't give up. Because even if you're with the wrong program, if you don't give up, you won't get knocked out. What'll happen is you'll pivot, right? Like during the pandemic, people pivot. People have a whole different business today than they did before the pandemic because they had to pivot. And a lot of people became multimillionaires because of the challenges and the new opportunities that came about, and because they pivoted. Don't put your guard down, you guys. Don't put your guard down. Don't do it. Stay the course. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but I also know that what are you going to do if you put your guard down and you don't win? You're going to feel miserable on the inside, and you're going to be waiting for the next thing, and then you're going to do the next thing. I can't tell you how many people I work with that I don't work with them. A month later, 6 months later, a year and a half later, I get an email because they're ready to make it work. The saddest part about all of that is that some people have a huge ego and they won't call me, even though they know that's the best thing for them. They won't go back to where they were because they're embarrassed, because it's all ego. And my favorite book says pride comes before the fall. Don't let your pride get in your own way. I have a client, and I'll end on this. Very wealthy client. Pays me a lot of money whenever I coach him. And I haven't coached him for a while, but he called me the other day. And I expected to call because I've been working with this guy on and off for probably 15 years. And he doesn't like me, right? And he makes it very clear when we talk, but he's a businessman. And he says, I don't like you, but you're the best at what you do. And if you weren't, I wouldn't call you. And I remember once I said, well, why you don't like me? He goes, because this is what he told me. He says, because I want to know what you know. And I feel like you don't share it with me. And I go, I share with you everything. The difference, my friend, is that when you're sleeping, I'm still working on this kind of stuff. The difference is you have a job that deals with buying properties and opening up other businesses. And my job each and every day is to read journals, to work with people, to help people, to figure out how to help them win in this lane. So when you come into my lane, that's what I do and that's what I know. Same as I would probably feel the same if I spent more time with you and I wanted to know what you knew, because you're so far advanced, right? Anyway, the point of this live is to remind you that you can win. Don't put your guard down. You don't even have to win every round, but don't put your guard down. In closing, if you watch the movie Rocky, the very first one, Sylvester Stallone played Rocky Balboa. And at the end of that movie, think about this. At the end of that movie, Rocky didn't win. Like usually the climax is that the guy who overcomes and he goes after it, he ends up winning. But Rocky didn't win. He's in the ring, the fight's over, and it becomes a love story. Adrian. I mean, I don't sound like Rocky, but he's calling for her. And then he gets her, I love you. He didn't win the match, but he won. You know what I mean? He won over all of us because there was a Rocky 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now there's like a takeoff spin of that. Apollo, Creed. It's called Creed. Rocky won, even though his arm was not raised. And no, he didn't keep his guard up. He took a lot of punches. And that's okay. It's okay. Because he didn't give up. He stayed the course. And because he stayed the course, he won. So stay the course, everybody. I care. Again, I'm Rferguson. If you have questions, we provide it in the content, in the description area. There's information where you can contact us. It can just be a question. It could be that you want to get the work so you can win. And at the end of the day, it really is about you. And it really is about making your health your first wealth. So as America's Fat Loss Coach, Stay Healthy's health ambassador, nutritionist, a guy who is really, really putting forth a lot of effort to help as many people as possible, I care. So comment, share, let me know where you're from. Tell other people about our YouTube channel. Tell other people about our Facebook. Bring them in. We have a Facebook group of a lot of lovely, amazing people who care. They share ideas as far as fat burning meals and fat burning snacks. And if you feel like you're missing something or need that environment, the environment is there. Okay. So until the next one, I'm Rferguson. Peace.